All right, welcome back to Around 10.
Oh,
we're now 3. Hi.
Hi.
What's
hello.
up,
What's
Suzy?
going
Good
on?
morning.
Is it still morning?
It is.
Right now.
I don't even know what day it is.
It's still
So
morning.
I couldn't tell you.
That's right. I'll share. I texted Suzy as I was coming in, hot, so late today. I was like, Suzy and I have seen each other the last 2 or 3 days, and we didn't even mention that she's going to be on the show today.
That would have been good to discuss.
Better, but it had been. We talked about it a while back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as I was pulling into the parking lot, I was like, "Are you here? I'm late." She was like, "Oh, I'm not on until Wednesday," and I'm like,
Guess what? It's Wednesday.
so,
We're going to get into what you are here to talk about, Suzy, but
Yes.
we've already talked a little bit about Great Wolf Lodge
Oh boy.
today.
Yes.
Because actually, me and my family did the Great Wolf Lodge outside of Atlanta on our way back from the
did you?
beach last week, the day before you guys did it.
Yeah.
right.
It was our first time.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Was it a magical experience?
You know what? We had a great time.
Yeah,
The kids had
sure.
fun. I thought the water park was fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't too crowded at times.
Yeah.
And it was fine. It's not something I'm going to do every weekend, but it
Yeah.
is perfectly a fine
Yeah.
way to spend a day or two.
It's like a resort for children.
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this or not, that you're in the presence of, kind of greatness. My son is a Magi Master.
Oh my gosh.
So I didn't know if you knew that or not, but he not only is he a Magi Master,
Yeah.
and he got his certificate and knighted last year. This year he beat Shadow Quest, and now he's like a super Magi
I didn't know
Master.
those people even existed.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I will let my boys know, and they will probably
If they
come
have
over.
questions, he will be happy to tell them about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Ella, this was our first time as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Ella got the wand and the topper, and we paid to do it.
Right, and just sort of pointed at all
I
the
think
different
she
things.
just 15, 20 minutes, she was done.
Yeah.
And she didn't care anything about it.
Yeah.
No. We didn't have enough time, I think, to get in. I think they would have gotten into
Oh, boy.
it. It was just we spent
Yeah.
too much time at the water park, and then
Yeah.
it was just.
Yeah.
But no, he would have been.
Yeah. And what's super fun about it is the parent that's following my son doing it. We get to go up and down steps. It's like
You get a
4
good workout.
floors of Magic Quest, and you're getting a good workout.
I was telling Harvey, the only time that I spent any time with you was twice in the hot tub. I wasn't going to do all the stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the moments that I got away, and I was like, "I'm going to the hot
Gonna
tub,
text,
honey.
meet me at the hot tub."
Yeah.
Well, that's why
Okay.
it's good to have multiple families, and you kind of trade
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah. It was good times. Good times were had.
Okay, well, let's talk about why
Okay.
you're really here, and that is the Witches' Night Out.
Yes.
And so, besides the two of you, what other ones will be out?
All the witches.
All the witches are going to be
All
out
the
there.
witches.
All the witches in the region
Okay.
is what I'm predicting.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I love the new table.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Super nice.
It
I
is-
love it. I don't
it's
feel like
very
I'm gonna
nice.
fall off the
No,
stool.
no, and you're not stuck in a little 3
Yeah.
foot wide
Right.
spot.
Yeah, I
Spread
love
out.
it. It's
Yeah.
great. I mean, you guys are moving up in the world.
Well,
I
we're
love
trying.
it.
We'd like to thank David Columbia for that.
Yeah.
No, okay. So Witches Night Out, because I thought that my interview was on Wednesday.
You were correct, in fact.
It is.
I didn't bring.
You
I was gonna
weren't
wear
wrong.
my witch hat. I was gonna have my
Oh.
T-shirt. That's okay. I brought
Okay.
some stuff.
All right.
Witches Night Out. Did you experience it last year?
I was out of town, so
Okay.
I'm a newbie for
Okay.
this year,
So
and
you're
I'm doing
newbie
it
this year.
Yeah.
Did you
Okay.
experience it?
No, I
Were
think
you a
we might
warlock?
have been at the same thing
Okay.
last
Oh, yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Would be my
Okay.
guess.
Are
Are there men are invited too?
Men can come.
Okay.
Yeah, men can come.
Okay.
Warlocks night out.
Warlocks,
Got it.
yeah,
All right,
they
okay.
can
Witches
come.
and warlocks.
Yeah, they
Fair
can
enough.
be part. A lot of them are picking up their wives.
Yeah, right. That's what I
But
figured.
actually, the Grand Theater is playing Shaun of the Dead. that night
fun. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the zombie lovers
Okay.
that aren't necessarily doing the witch crawl, but maybe the guys need to
Okay.
go get away from all the witches. They can do it at the Grand.
Nice.
There you go.
No, super fun. So last year, we didn't know what to expect. I knew I just wanted to do. I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday of the year, and we have so many wonderful restaurants and bars and shops downtown, and I was like, we can do a sip and shop, especially with all the like craft cocktail bars in downtown.
Yeah.
So I was like, I really want to just like give this a try.
Give it a try.
Everybody thought I was crazy. My friends were like, do it, it'll be fun. And
Yeah.
so when I posted it on Facebook, I was like, oh, there's a lot of people that like this idea.
Yeah.
So then I was telling, like the businesses, like, hey, I think we're gonna maybe have a big night. I don't know. Like, I hope that we have a few hundred women that come down in witch costume and just take on downtown. That'll be fabulous. I'll be happy with that. So the hub, and it is this year, is Capital City Museum. Also, shout out to our sponsor, Dr. Black's Eye Associates. They were the only ones last year that were
they believed in you.
We'll sponsor. Yeah. Like just a few weeks before the event.
Yeah.
So they've come back this year to sponsor it. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. Where
That's
was
okay.
I?
So we're going to
Capital City
Museum.
So you start at Capital City Museum. That's the hub. That's where there's some vendors. We do broom making. This will all happen this year. So it'll be fabulous. Go to the museum. It's decorated. We partner with Capital City Museum. There'll be a photo booth so you can get like pictures all dressed up.
Nice.
I'll have like a passport that will have like all the stops that you can go to, and we'll have a shuttle service. The Bourbon Blazer will be there, all decorated, and then Happy Trails will be there as well. So last year, that was the hub, and I was at the museum mostly. And I remember when we opened the doors, it was this year the event's at 6:30. Last year we opened the doors, I think it was 6, and the parking lot was just like full. There was probably 200 women just in that parking lot, and I was like, "Oh my gosh,
witch on.
this is great!"
It's happening.
Yes. So, they come in, they're doing all the stuff. It's been great. So then I have friends that come down. It was like 8:00.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, hey, this is so great. There's a few hundred women out.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you guys are down here.
Yeah.
And one of my friends grabs me and hugs me, and she goes, hey, have you left the museum? Have you seen downtown? And I was like, no. She goes, honey, there's like a couple thousand women in downtown right now. And I was like, what? And yes, it was just so cool to see. There is power when women get together.
Yeah.
But it was just so cool to see that many women out and dressed up, and men too. And there was a band on St. Clair, and it was just like every business was full, and it was just good time. So I think it's going to be that
Let's run it back.
even more.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
We're gonna do it again.
Bigger and better.
I think this has become an annual thing. Has Ellie been on with the museum to talk about the Leestown Witch?
No, she hasn't.
Should I talk
She's
about
very
it?
busy this time
Do we
of
have
year.
time? Do I have time
Here.
to tell
What
about
else
it?
are we doing?
Okay. So I think it's kind of cool, like when any community can kind of have their own folklore.
This is going to become something.
You think so?
Yeah.
The Leestown Witch?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So when anything, and like I said, props to the Capital City Museum on the research with this, but anytime there's some community like type story folklore, I think it's exciting, especially when you have a festival that's a part of it. So it was like a month ago, there was a podcast, I think it was a British podcast, and they were talking about this story. I think they were talking about random haunted stories and like community folklore type stuff. And so they were talking about this in Frankfort, Kentucky. A story of like a curse, and two people had passed from it, and they were calling it the Leestown Witch.
Whoa.
Well, somebody who heard this podcast lived in Kentucky and thought to call Capital City Museum and
say,
said,
"What's the story
hey, I
about
heard this thing. Is this true? This was on this podcast." So Ellie did a deep dive.
Yeah, she's like,
into,
obviously.
yeah, let me.
Yeah.
And she surfaced articles from the State Journal from 1913 about the story. And it was about this story of, real articles that was documented of this woman that was convinced that she was cursed. Unfortunately, she had lost a child, like, after childbirth, and then she thought she was cursed and kept telling anybody that would listen, and then she passed away. It's just that she passed away of consumption. So then the mother decided to go through her bedding, because back then it was believed that if you were going to do a curse on someone, you would put something in their bedding. So she got into her pillowcase and found wool socks that was stuffed with something. So then she went to the police. Yeah. And then the husband went to see a clairvoyant in Louisville. This is all in the article.
Oh my gosh.
So we're calling it, the Leestown Witch. So, isn't that crazy? Sorry, that was a long story.
Is she going to be signing autographs at the Witch's Night Out?
So what we're going to do is the passport that night. If your passport has an X on it, you're the Leestown Witch, and you're going to get a gift card.
Okay.
And we're going to announce it at 8 o'clock. So
nice.
At 8 o'clock, so from 6:30 to 9:30, Twist of Fate, excellent band. I think Sherry Sebastian's the lead singer, Magistrate Sherry. Thank you to our entertainment sponsor, Cunningham Electric, by the way. But so we'll have the band playing from 6:30 to 9:30. At 8 o'clock, I have a performance. There's a dance troupe out of Lexington, kind of like gypsy dancers that are going to come and do like a dance. And then we're going to get on and we're going to, make the announcement and do the gift card if anybody.
So where will that announcement be made?
On St. Clair Street.
On St. Clair.
Yes. Okay. And then shuttle service, because that's how you can really get around in downtown. Because, from Sig to Porter's, and all in between, even up Limewater or Locals Pizza. We will have a shuttle service. Thank you, Sturm Insurance, for being our sponsor on that.
All right.
First
good.
15 will get to ride for free on each of the shuttle service. So Happy Trails or Bourbon Blazer. Bourbon Blazer is going to be all decked out. They're $5 rides.
Nice.
You can hop on the bike.
Okay.
It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the trail.
A bike full of witches rolling
Bike full of witches
Wilkinson
rolling around
Boulevard.
downtown. And then here is all the amazing, I don't know if you guys can.
I like
Those
that.
are really good.
Yeah, here are all the amazing Halloween themed cocktails for Witches Night Out.
From different places downtown.
Yeah,
and around town.
There's some good stuff on there.
And you can't have all of them that
And
night.
you can't have all of them. But hey, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them can
If you believe in yourself, Kathy.
you can do it. A lot of them can do mocktails.
Okay.
So if you can't, if you're
If you need a little
drinking
buffer in between.
responsibly, you need a little buffer. Get your mocktail.
So those are offered just on Friday night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're great.
6:30 to
that?
9:30 is the.
Check this out.
She wants to map out her
I
night.
am. Yes. That's exactly what I'm going to
And
do.
you can go. So we have a Facebook event page where there's been lots of posts on different businesses on what they're doing. I do have the drinks on that post as well. Or you can go to Downtown Frankfort Inc. and look for Witches Night Out. I have it pinned at the top of our Facebook page. Or you can go to our website, downtownfrankfort.com, and go to events and find the Witches Night Out webpage. And it's going to show you all the cocktail checkpoints, restaurant checkpoints, and retail checkpoints. So you can kind of map out what your route is. And there's a map on that site and all kinds of good stuff, good information.
No, that sounds awesome. So it's this Friday.
This Friday.
6:30 is when it starts.
Yes.
Come to Capital City Museum.
Yes.
And then
Proceed.
just
take the night away.
So when they come to the museum, is that just a check-in? Or?
Yeah,
Get your
it's a check-in.
passport.
Get your passport.
Get your picture
photos,
taken.
some
That's right.
activities.
Okay.
There's vendors
We've been
that are
talking,
set up
Kathy.
there.
I mean, have you not
Yeah,
listened
what?
at
I've
all?
been concentrating on the cocktails.
Have we already had one of these this
Maybe
morning?
it was. Are you suffering from some head trauma
It's the head trauma.
from the
I was
lazy
telling them about
from the
my-
lazy river?
Yeah.
Not so lazy.
Not so lazy.
Not so lazy, that river. But yes, so come to the museum, and there's also vendors set up.
Oh, okay.
Mahubs will be there. He'll be
Okay.
selling his book.
Oh, I was going to say, is he going to be reading the book? Seems like every time I see Lucas, he's
got
got
a
his head in the
yeah,
book.
no, he'll be selling his book.
He's filling his brain. Well,
Yeah.
that's awesome. He's got a new book.
Yeah. And then we do have Lionheart, I hope I'm saying this right. It used to be Wicked Glass. They've name changed Lionheart Crystals and Healing. I can't. Oh,
Okay.
I'm so sorry if I butchered your name out there. Here we go. Yeah, Lionheart Crystals and Earth Alchemy.
Okay.
They're two different kind of like holistic shops.
Right. Yeah.
And they'll be set up on St. Clair Streets doing intuitive readings that
Ooh.
night. So that'll be fun. You'll want to get in line and see what's happening in the future.
Nice. All right.
It'll be a big night.
Ooh, that was a lot.
Yeah.
man.
Anything else? Is that good?
You want to come back later and talk about candlelight?
Well, yeah. I guess I can do a quick shout out.
Oh, now do Thriller first, real
Okay.
quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Woo. So then, like 2 weeks later, come back, and we've got Thriller,
Yeah.
a Thriller Downtown Trick or Treat presented by Investors Heritage. It's going to be awesome. Last year it was fabulous.
Yep.
We will have trick or treating from 5 to 6:30, all
Okay.
like starting on Broadway down St. Clair in Maine. The downtown businesses are handing out candy,
Yep.
but we also have other businesses set up to pass out candy. Face painting, all the good stuff.
Right.
And spooky music playing throughout the streets. We'll have speakers up with spooky music.
Okay.
And then Thriller Parade,
Yes.
7 o'clock.
Can I ask a question just on the
Yes.
fly, live
Yes.
TV? You tell me if it's possible or
Okay.
not. Last year I went down there.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, I know.
Need to bring you a little stool
It
to
was
stand
another
on.
one where we
No.
weren't expecting.
I know. Yeah. The crowd just,
Yeah.
they engulfed the parade.
Yeah.
So is there any way to keep everybody
Yes.
on the
It's a
sidewalk?
bear-
Yes,
it's
there's
a
plans
barricades.
for that.
Okay.
So all these
'Cause I was
first
like, hey!
year, I know.
And there were
like,
kids in front of me.
yeah, and you're just like,
I
get out of
was-
my way.
Yeah.
No, all of these first year events really teach us a lot of
They
lessons.
do.
They are. Learning
And we can
experiences.
just go from there. So
Yeah.
this is a second year event.
Okay.
So there will actually be like the parade rails.
There you
Okay,
go.
good.
Down
Barricades.
St. Clair to keep people
Nice.
out of the street.
Yeah.
And then because we have more dancers this year, we have more dancers this year.
Hey.
Nice.
We're going to be between 50 and 60 dancers. So we'll have probably two different groups. And we'll
Okay.
start with one that goes down St. Clair
Okay.
and then one that goes down Broadway. So
Oh,
you
okay.
can watch it Broadway and St.
Okay.
Clair. Yes.
More viewing opportunities.
More
There you go.
viewing opportunities
Nice.
is what we're trying to,
I love it.
Good job,
strive
Susan.
for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You should do it next year. Right?
I'm so busy in the fall. There's no way I could go do all of the rehearsals.
Yeah,
They
that's
rehearse
true.
a lot.
They do.
Yeah.
They're good though, man. I'm excited. They have been working really hard, so it'll be super fun. Come down. Also, can I do a shout out? My candy sponsors, Rogers Funeral Home,
Yep.
which I love that they're sponsoring it. Whitaker Bank, Dr. Black's Eye Associate again, and Rebecca Ruth.
Nice.
Rebecca Ruth, thank you for the candy.
Okay.
Oh, and then should I do a quick shout?
You couldn't do it without the sponsors. You couldn't do it without the sponsors. She was laughing because it's like this is the fourth time I've tried to wrap up, but it's great. No, you got good stuff. No, it's fine. We're here. What
only
else
an
are
hour
we
to
gonna
go.
I'll just do a shout
You're
out.
Totally good.
For Candlelight, that it is November the 7th through November 9th.
Okay.
Presented by Commonwealth Credit Union.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
But,
My point was, you guys do all these amazing events, and people come out and they're like, "These are great, and it's so great that you guys do it." And he's like, "Well, you couldn't do them without
No,
the
you
sponsors."
can't.
So that's
You
why
absolutely,
I think it's
yeah,
great that
you
you
can't.
were able to do that.
So
But Candlelight, save the date, November
Okay.
7th
you can
through
come
the
back
9th.
in November.
I'll come back in November.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrap up.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
We've got Witches Night Out this Friday.
Yes.
We've got the Thriller Parade.
October 26th.
October 26th.
Yeah, we didn't say the date. Thank
Yeah.
you for that.
That's what I'm here for. And then Candlelight is in November
7th. Through the
Okay.
9th.
So mark,
Through the
your,
9th.
mark your calendars. Save the dates.
A lot happening in
That's a
downtown
lot.
Frankfort, y'all. So
And today's Wednesday.
And
We
today,
didn't know that.
today
We've learned
is in
so much
fact
today.
Wednesday. I was supposed to be here
And
today.
we're glad you made it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah.
Thanks for all you do to make downtown so awesome and fun for everybody.
Stop.
I'm
Well,
serious.
it takes a village. So,
I know, it does.
yes. And I'm so thankful for my committees and volunteers and partners and sponsors. So,
Cool.
All right, let's go to a break before the show is over.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Thanks, Suzy, for coming. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and put a bow on the show.